Well, maps will have to be redrawn after a massive iceberg 4 times the size of London has broken away from Antarctica. UK research team Project Midas says it's the biggest iceberg ever recorded, weighing more than 1 trillion tonnes. Well, CNN meteorologist Chad Myers joins us now. Hard to get your head around this, Chad. A trillion-ton iceberg splitting away. This is an historic event.
It truly is, and the real risk is what happens behind the shelf that just broke off. Now we know there's going to be an iceberg, and so to give you an idea, 150,000 Great Pyramids. That's how heavy this water is that is frozen ice that just did break off. We've been watching this crack since the 60s. So we have to go back all the way there for almost 40 years for this thing to finally break off. And there's the crack right there, seen from the air, seen from an airplane. It has been breaking off and will eventually get into the ocean there for. As we think about the 4 times the size of London, it's about, though, half the size of Puerto Rico. So will we draw maps? Yes, the ice shelf will certainly have a different parallel. It'll completely different than it did. But the maps of Antarctica are drawn where the land is. This is not on land. So this breaking off of this ice shelf will not raise the sea level, not at all, because it's already floating. When you begin to melt the ice that's on land, that's when the sea level begins to rise. And the risk is, now that this is completely broken off, will the waves coming in behind it as the iceberg flows away, will the waves break up more of the Larsen C shelf or not? And that's the real risk, the real problem here, where we go from here. So if I get something else here, the 1 trillion tons, I think it's impossible to even think about what's going on to 1 trillion tons of ice there, of water. But it's more than 100,000 Great Pyramids, more than 1 million Titanics that eventually crashed into an iceberg, ironically, that sunk it.
Incredible analogy. All right, Chad Myers, thanks so much.
You're welcome.